The coldest wind chill values that we're expecting tomorrow will be Friday night, about 5 degrees. Waking up on Saturday morning, going to be feeling close to 0, maybe even below that in a few spots. And then we'll notice slowly but surely we start to warm things up as we go through portions of next week. Here's your hour-by-hour wind gust forecast. We're talking about winds gusting closer to 30, maybe even 35 miles per hour. Now, those aren't including the gusts inside of thunderstorms, so that could be just a little bit higher as well. But the chance for rain will work its way up as we go through tomorrow afternoon and especially through early Thursday morning. Maybe we're going to go out to the Columbia County Fair. Gates do open right at 5 o'clock, and we'll see temperatures falling out of the 70s pretty quickly into the upper 50s, low 60s, and eventually into the low 50s as we get closer to about 11 o'clock tonight. In a typical La Nina setup, we actually have very strong winds that are coming off the western coast of South America. That actually will end up cooling down the Pacific Ocean, and that will end up affecting the weather patterns here in the United States. I mean, just check this out, Laura, if you want to kind of just pan the camera around. We got snowflakes everywhere. We got a nice coating of snow, both on the grassy surfaces, our fake grass here at the putting green. But they're also set up on Main Street, which is right across from Evans Town Center Park. Just come out here, find a place to park, and just walk around. There's a lot to see, guys. So send things back over to you in the studio now.
All right. Anthony's always having all the fun.
Now, we do have a first alert issued for the entire CSRA. We issued this earlier on in the week. We will have that continued threat for strong to severe storms. Right now, we're thinking the greatest tornado threat is going to be in some of our southern counties. Everybody has the potential for some gusty winds. And as far as the flooding threat goes, we're looking to be a more equal threat across the board.
And Anthony, busy day in the Weather Center.
Absolutely, Richard. We are keeping a close eye on this one cell out in Hancock County. Lots of rotation going on here. There's no active warning from the National Weather Service just yet, but if we switch this over to rotation, you can really see there is clearly a lot going on. So if you're in Mayfield right now, definitely make sure you're taking this cell seriously. We'll have more on this coming up in just a minute. The latest from the Storm Prediction Center showing that level 3 risk for some of our western counties there. Now, it looks like we do have a tornado warning now issued for some of our western counties. So we're going to keep a close eye on this, guys. We are going to stay with this tornado warning, and I'm going to put this up on your screen so everybody can see.
Damage.
Riley, really quick, I don't mean to interrupt you. If you can switch that over to correlation. There is, if you guys can go here, there is definitely a tornado on the ground. They need to update this tornado warning so that this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. This is now moving just to the north of Ulmner. This is going to continue to move off to the northeast. I did just ask the Weather Service about this, so they're likely going to be making this. This is most likely a destructive tornado on the ground. So
and Anthony, that is only on the high res. You cannot see that on the radar.
You cannot see that on a regular radar. Clear. Now, through tonight, we are going to see those temperatures start to cool down ever so slightly. So 73 degrees as we get closer to about 6 o'clock, and then falling into the upper 50s once we get that sun to go down. Wipe them off and clear it out, and it'll help you save some storage.
We got to talk about your Android phone separately sometime. I need to hear all about that.
How the Android phone is better than the iPhone.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to get into a debate as we go into break here, guys. A few showers for tomorrow. We'll talk more about the forecast when we come back.
Now, and Anthony, this spring-like weather is going to bring us a spring-like storm tomorrow. Yeah,
we are going to keep an eye on a cold front that will bring us some more stickier conditions ahead of that front for tomorrow afternoon. So you're going to notice another day with temperatures warming up into the 70s by the afternoon. We will see lots of cloud cover for tomorrow morning. Then we'll turn on the tap, some showers moving in. Some of those could actually end up being a good round of thunderstorms, bringing us some strong gusty winds with some of those storms, heavy rainfall, the isolated risk for a brief tornado, and we're never going to rule out that cloud-to-ground lightning. And of course, we always say if thunder roars, go indoors, because if you can hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. But the severe risk as a whole looks to be more for our central and western counties. We do have that first alert in effect starting tomorrow afternoon and going all the way through tomorrow night. Now, here's the current outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. That yellow that you see on the screen, that's that level 2 risk, and that's where we're going to find the greatest potential to see an isolated tornado. Now, the risk overall for a tornado tomorrow is going to remain on the lower side. What I think most folks are going to end up experiencing tomorrow is definitely some breezier conditions. Winds within those thunderstorms possibly gusting closer to 40 miles per hour at times. The flooding risk will remain low. If you're in one of those spots that floods pretty easily in a regular thunderstorm, likely going to see some ponding in those locations. So make sure all the drains are nice and clear. Not going to have to worry about the hail risk as we go through the day tomorrow. So that is definitely some good news for us. Let's start the clock off as we go through tomorrow afternoon, closer to about 12 o'clock. We're still going to be on the cloudier side there. No rain yet. Then we transition to to the potential for some thunderstorms by about 4 or 5 o'clock. Temperatures warming into the 70s, so providing all of that fuel for some of those storms. The rain chances are going to remain low as well as we go through the first part of the afternoon. So you still have the green light there if you're going to be going out and about by about midday. Then between about 12 and 4 o'clock, we'll start to see a few scattered showers develop, and that severe threat will move in a little bit later on tomorrow evening, and then back to those isolated shower chances by about midnight going into early Friday morning. So right now we're just seeing those dry conditions as we take a look from our North Augusta camera over the 13th Street Bridge. Temperature-wise, we're still at about 70 degrees. So any outdoor plans for this evening, you are going to be in pretty good shape there. And later on this evening as well, we're just going to hang on to the cloud cover. Temperatures, once the sun does set, will fall into the mid-50s all the way through about 11 o'clock this evening. Temperatures by tomorrow morning falling to about 51. You won't need the umbrella in the morning, but the kids will need that a little bit later on into the afternoon. Then as we go through the next day, we're going to notice those storms developing into the afternoon. Right now on radar, our storm is still off in the Rockies. That is going to move into our area by tomorrow. Right now, though, scanning the skies nice and dry. It's as we go through tomorrow afternoon that cold front will approach from the west, giving us a few isolated storms, especially closer to 5 o'clock ahead of the main line. Then that line will continue to drape through the CSRA by about 7:30, 8 o'clock, right around the Augusta area or so. Then that will start to push its way further east, but as we continue on through the evening, the severe risk will be going down. Then we'll just be seeing pockets of light to moderate rainfall, then drying things up all the way as we go through early Friday morning, and most of Friday will actually stay on the drier side. Still going to be breezy, of course, as that front moves through the CSRA by tomorrow afternoon. Winds gusting between 25 and 30 miles per hour. Then the actual front moves in. That's where we could see winds peaking just a little bit higher than that. So we'll keep a close eye on those winds and that tornado threat as we go through the day tomorrow. But the upcoming weekend behind this front is going to remain on the cooler side, about 52 degrees for Saturday. Plenty of sunshine both on Saturday and Sunday. Even on MLK Day, we'll see partly cloudy skies, temperature slightly warmer at 61.
It's been a little more than a week since 2 EF3 tornadoes moved through Allendale and Bamberg counties.
First Alert meteorologist Anthony Carpino here to break down what we've learned about that destructive day by the numbers.
In the late afternoon of April 5th, a complex of strong thunderstorms were developing across Screven and Allendale counties. From those thunderstorms spawned a large and destructive tornado that led to a path of devastation. National Weather Service confirms 7 tornadoes touched down across 4 counties in the CSRA last Tuesday. Turning back the clock to that afternoon, we can use our high-resolution radar to see the storms forming around 5 o'clock. With warm temperatures in the 80s, high moisture levels, and plenty of lift in the air, the atmosphere was primed for severe weather. At 5:30, as the rotating thunderstorm approached Allendale, the National Weather Service issued a rare tornado emergency. The Charleston office confirms at its largest, the tornado was 1,000 yards wide, or about the length of 10 football fields, packing winds of 137 miles per hour. But this wouldn't be the only powerful tornado of the day. Another EF3 would develop just to the north of Allendale, and just after 6 p.m., we spotted the classic blue debris ball on radar. Our high-resolution radar indicated that the tornado launched debris close to 15,000 feet in the air. On the ground, Mitzvah Church narrowly missed disaster.
At least it didn't do no more damage than what it done. The wind came through the front, 2 windows, blowed out the back window, and blew the shingles off. So that was the only, right now, that's the only damage we've had.
From Mitzvah Church, the tornado continued to strengthen with winds close to 160 miles per hour, snapping softwood pine trees and hardwood trees. We met up with a meteorologist from the National Weather Service in Columbia as they were out surveying the damage. The last time they saw damage like this was 2 years ago in April of 2020.
We're seeing some pretty intense damage. We're seeing widespread trees that are snapped, and in some spots we're even seeing the bark that has actually come off some of the pine trees themselves, which is really a strong indication of really intense winds.
The tornado would end up having a total track of nearly 35 miles, finally dying out in Bowman, South Carolina in Orangeburg County. It would end up being the last tornado-warned storm of the day. In Bamberg County, I'm meteorologist Anthony Carpino on your side.
Just so much destruction.
Interesting to hear the numbers behind what we all experienced, though, last week.
Debris 15,000 feet in the air.
Hard to imagine.
Wow. We've got the full interview with the Weather Service available online, as well as additional drone video.
Just head to our website for that, WRDW.com. And Anthony, thanks for that information.